Hey guys, how's it going today? It's Tyler with American Wash Systems. I get a lot of questions about this awesome 5.5 foot skid we have behind us today. So we're going to do a pretty thorough walkthrough of show you guys what we're doing with this unit and all the things we've been able to cram into this small 5.5 foot footprint. All right, so this truck does a lot of awesome stuff for us. So with the 5.5 foot total length of this, we have to cram a lot of stuff into a really small area, obviously. So it's only 4 foot wide, and we've been able to fit an entire 8-gallon-a-minute unit. But what we love the most is this incredible 4-stage water cleaning filtration system we use for our water fed pools. So we're going to go back to the start, and we'll just start where the water comes into this, and then we'll kind of just work our way around to all this awesome fabrication. All right, guys, so let's just start where the water comes into the truck here with our Cox reels. And I should say we really don't enjoy Cox reels for the lifespan of what they do. They don't last very long, but they look really good when they're brand new, and these are all pretty much brand new. This truck has been on the road with this specific skid for about 4 months, but we're enjoying it. All of our actual builds we do for clients have King reels. They're fully aluminum, full stainless internals. So the Cox reels are just for the branding part of our actual cleaning business, which is TS Services. So as we roll around, the water comes through these 3/4 inch Flexzilla hose, and it goes right into an inline filter you guys can see tucked in right there. So we prefer to filter all water before it gets into our raw water tank, which we have right behind here. It's a full 100-gallon slimline with the Hudson right there, so there's never any overflowing. But this is kind of the heart of the truck. So everything that our 8-gallon-a-minute pulls from here, our 4-stage water filtration pulls from there, and we're going to keep rolling around here. So when we're downstreaming with Judd's system, we have an incredible system that we have these made for us. So this is a downstream manifold. So we have two 55-gallon slimline tanks in here, they're actually just squares. So one's for SH, sodium hypochlorite, and the other is kind of a transitional tank, depending on what season we're in, whether we're doing a bunch of parking garages, so we need a bunch of degreaser. So right now, we had it last week, we actually had RO water, or RODI water, I should say. It was very, very pure water. So we were pulling from that. So on one valve, we have Chems right here. So if we ever want to use that, we would just flip this lever down and it would activate this tank. So this one marked RODI is that other backup tank right over there. And we'll get to that in a second. It would activate that tank. And if we're using chemicals or degreaser, we want to be able to flush that at the end of a job. So we have this master rinse valve here. So we're done for the day, and we want to rinse all this manifold out, and we want to get our injectors perfectly cleaned out. We flip this down and run some water through. We know the system is absolutely finished out and clean. All right, I went ahead and dropped the tailgate down so you guys can kind of see what's going on under the hood here. So for most of our services, whether it's we're soft washing, we're doing houses via downstreaming with our Flow Pro from Judd West. Huge fan. So if you're downstreaming and you haven't got one of these yet, you really need to. It's going to change the way you see your business in terms of like speed on site. We have another 1-ton over there. It's got dual 8s on it, and it's got 2 Flow Pros, which helps us be really fast and efficient on site. So as we roll around and look at our system from our Flow Pro from Judd West, we have this awesome actuator here, which actually has essentially just a DN10 ball valve. So we have it bypassed right now with this whip line. But if we ever want to activate it and use it, we just hook this one up back to this block. This one goes right back up to the reel, and then we have the system fully functional again. So under the hood here, we kind of have some really cool stuff going on. We've actually gotten away from these fuel tanks. We do aluminum slimline tanks. This one takes up a lot more room in comparison. But when we get to our window cleaning system over there, it's a full 4-stage system with its own pump. So we wanted to have its own battery. So we got an interstate battery back there, one for just the pressure washer. So at all times, both of these systems are always just independent of each other, which is pretty incredible. Because we like to run 2-man crews a lot. For our services, what we sell a lot of windows and gutters on the same site. So it allows 2 guys to do a property in about 45 minutes, where one person would be there 1.5 hours, 2 hours. Some of the fun stuff that we like to do, little nuances to help us out, is we changed our unloader out to a K7, as it's a flow-sensitive unloader, and we ended up putting it on a block also. So instead of most unloaders you'll see actually on the pump through a port like this, unloaders tend to be a little more aggressive and cause some shaking and some jittering that your pump just doesn't need to have on there. So by putting it on a block like this, you actually extend the life of your pump, which are very, very expensive. We had some spare space down here, so we thought it'd be a fun idea just to get a little little toolkit, if something breaks, what do we do? So it's just a bunch of fittings and some Teflon tape. This box here is just for the window cleaning system. Let's see what we have in here. Oh yeah, just some backup parts. We go through a lot of these. Actually, I break a lot of these, I feel like. So as you're cleaning your window with your window hose, a lot of people, when they're done, they'll just drop this part on the ground and they'll try to catch it with their foot, and sometimes it's not successful, and this little piece on the end ends up breaking off. So carry a couple of these on your trucks. Another piece of our bag is just essentially just some wrenches if you have to change the fitting out. We keep an impact on there if we're doing gutter, if we have to take a downspout off real quick. We have the tools to knock that all out. What else do we have back here? Just a couple guns, some lances. What gun are they running? They got an M5 twist. I got a shooter tip. Awesome. What else is here? And just an empty gun and a long lance. I think that's 50 foot of hose right here. Let's roll around to, I think, maybe my favorite part of this truck. So when we knew we were building this out, a lot of our services are based around window cleaning anymore because we like recurring revenue just like everybody else. We really push that for all of our clients. But we didn't have room for a big manifold where you see like a full Tucker system, which are incredible. And we do use those on big skid builds, like 8-foot skids. We don't have that luxury here because the space is so thin. So we decided to fab up a custom rail that would hold essentially everything for the window system. So from our raw water tank here, the water flows into this 2.2 gallon Rimco pump, and that kind of spears everything. So our first stop of the dirty water is to go through just a general sediment filter. We go through a carbon filter, and then that water travels all the way over here with this RO membrane. And it really, really cleans out the water. And the final thing, it actually goes through this DI tank here full of resin before it comes out this dedicated hose just for our water-fed pole system. So I know it looks like a lot, but we've been able to get about 6,000 gallons of water out of our half cubic foot resin tank, where previously we were only getting about 1,200 to 1,500 gallons. So adding that membrane up there was a huge impact on the longevity of this system, and we couldn't imagine not having it now. That's essentially just a quick breakdown of how we organize and build our trucks out. So every time we have a skid build, whether it's ours or for one of our clients, we're always thinking about what services are they going to most be doing for certain. A lot of people we see and we talk to as they're wanting to build a skid out, they get caught on what they might be doing. And that's cool to think about the future, but whenever you're putting this kind of money into a skid, it's important to really understand your product mix of what you're selling consistently. If we want to deck that skid or truck or trailer out accordingly. I forgot to show, this is our on-off switch for the window cleaning pump. So it's marine grade, on, off. I love how they protected all the hose all the way down. And oh, we have a charging station too. So if you ever want to charge this battery, we charge it, I don't know, about every other day. It's a NOCO 10, so pretty strong unit there for maintenance charging. We have another skid over here coming up, a client just ordered. It's a full 8-foot skid, which is pretty incredible. So 316 aluminum. Let's see, I think there's a 17-inch shelving they wanted on this one. This one will actually have 200 gallons of raw, 100 gallon for chems, and they were questioning doing another 100 gallon for pure water. So we'll have a total of 4 tanks on here, which is plenty of room. Those tanks will probably only come out to about right here or so they'll have a bunch of space back here. And that project is coming up. I think in the next 2 weeks we'll start fabbing this out for them. Thanks for stopping by and watching this. I hope it helps everybody kind of get a better understanding on what you can do with a 5.5-foot skid, because I know it sounds like it's not a lot of real estate, and it is not a lot. It's very difficult, especially in comparison to like building out that huge 8-foot skid over there. But it can be done. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at hello@americanwashsystems.com. Check us out online, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, obviously YouTube. Appreciate you guys.